Good day, Diegueno students, parents, and teachers, and welcome to K-Fun News. Today, we will be talking about the Panama Papers. A massive data leak from an offshore tax fishing company called
Mossack Fonseca.
This company makes new businesses and its banks loan them the money, where the sham businesses never have to pay back the loans. The owners of the businesses now have 100% legal tax-free money to spend on whatever they like. Many important people are involved in the scandal, such as country leaders and their close friends. But you will learn about them later. Now off to Jack Higgins for a simple guide to hiding money.
Now, I'm Jack Higgins, and I'm here to show you the simple 5-step process for hiding $1 billion in tax-free money. Step 1. Find someone you can really trust, your best friend or a godfather. Step 2. It helps to have a bank run by a friend. Step 3. You will also need a law firm that specializes in offshore companies. Step 4. The banks help set up companies in your trusted person's name, registered offshore in the British Virgin Islands, where privacy laws protect you from prying eyes. Nobody needs to know. Step 5. The law firm signs off loans to the offshore companies, effectively funneling money into each company. Congratulations! You have successfully...
You were so close!
I know.
This involves 140 different political figures from more than 50 countries, including, but not limited to, the former prime ministers from Qatar and Jordan. Also in the lineup of our scandaling crew is former Emir of Qatar, the King of Saudi Arabia, the President of Ukraine, and father of British Prime Minister. Not including the favorite contractor of Mexico's president.
Watching. Okay.
Can I say my last name?
You can say your last name. You don't have to.
I'll just say Chance.
Okay. All right. Justin, 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hey.
What's your name?
Chance.
Do you know what the Panama Papers are?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, the Panama Papers are kind of a leak from Mossack Fonseca, which is an offshore company for a company for making offshore companies that like help you evade taxes. So say they make a company for you, and then you put the money into the company, and you don't have taxes on it, basically.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna ask you a few questions about these. What do you think about this? Do you like that people are evading these taxes, like just putting their money in these offshore companies just to get rid of not pay taxes?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna change it a little bit. I'm gonna change this a little bit up on you.
Okay.
It's not just normal people like you and me. It's not just like little people who are putting like $100 in there just so they don't pay. It's world leaders. The president of Iceland, the prime minister of Iceland, rather, the dad of the prime minister of the UK, a bunch of other world leaders from around the world, and they're not paying taxes in their own countries, which can go to building roads, building schools. It's kind of a big deal. How do you feel about these people, not the leaders of our country, being corrupt and not paying?
I think that they should pay taxes so that we get roads and all of that we need.
Yeah. So, like, how do you think this affects the world? How do you think this affects you and the world? Like, how does this affect everybody?
Without roads and all of that, we can't go places and do things.
Yeah. And if you could legally, if you're older, when you're older and when you pay taxes, if you could get out of doing them, would you?
No.
You wouldn't. You'd pay the taxes. Okay. Thank you very much for your interview, Chance.
You're welcome.
What's your name? Jake? Hi, Jake. I'm Justin. So, first of all, what do you know about the Panama Papers?
Nothing. I have no idea what it is.
Alright. So, basically, this was an international leak of about 11.5 million documents disclosing unknown amounts of transactions of money from world leaders so they could get out of taxes of their country. Heads of state, political figures. Basically, everybody was on it. And it all originated from a Panama source who creates offshore companies for this purpose. So, now that you know about it, what do you feel about these people cheating their governments?
I think it's crazy. I think that if they're cheating it, I think that that's not a great thing to do, and all that they're doing for that, I think that must take a lot of time out of their every day or every week. So
yeah,
I think it's really crazy.
So And again, like, these people are spending or like hiding billions of dollars, and all this stuff could go to schools, tax, everything that tax has to offer. I mean, this could go to a new road. This could go to save a life, and they're spending it for themselves. It's really disheartening. Now, I know. What would you do if you couldn't pay taxes? I mean, legally, if you could get out of paying taxes, would you?
Yes, if there's this, because they're going to already have so much money. If these people are using this to pay for taxes, then they would already have lots of money, and taxes are a lot of money as well. So, yes, I would not pay for taxes if I had the choice.
Thank you, that's.
Do you know what the Panama Papers are?
No.
Okay, so the Panama Papers are, it's when people, a company called Mossack Fonseca, they're based in Panama. They leaked the documents to over some millions of transactions where they create offshore companies for people so they don't have to pay the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, say you have a lot of money and you're like, I want to pay taxes on this money. You go to that company and you say, can you make me a company to like not have me pay this money? So you loan. You have a friend who works in a bank. They give your company a loan, but you never pay back that loan. So it's basically tax-free money. What do you think about this? Like, what do you think about what I just said?
Wow. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Sort of, I wish I had $1 million. No. I'm too honest to do something like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What else?
So, like, some people, there's a lot of people who did it, but a majority of most of the most famous people include world leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And their friends and family, which could be used as disguises for themselves. Like King of Arabia, not Arabia. Like Vladimir Putin, is one of his closest friends from childhood. They have the Icelandic Prime Minister, Icelandic Prime Minister. He had to step down. Former Icelandic Prime Minister had to step down because people were so angry at him because he did this.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about the world leaders, the people who we voted into office? How do you feel about them?
Oh, I think that's really wrong because we expect those people to be honest.
Yeah.
And to lead us, they need to be honest.
Of course. And if you could legally not pay your taxes, would you?
No.
You wouldn't. You would spend your money to better the world.
If I didn't have to pay taxes, would I? No, I wouldn't pay taxes if I didn't have to.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for the interview.
Panama Papers include 11.5 million records dating back nearly 40 years. This makes it the largest leak in offshore history. It contains more than 214,000 offshore entities connected to people in more than 200 countries and territories. Company owners and billionaires, sports stars, drug smugglers, and fraudsters are part of this. They reveal the offshore holdings of 114 politicians and public officials of the world, including 12 current and former world leaders. Among them, the prime ministers of Iceland and Pakistan, the president of Ukraine, and the king of Saudi Arabia. They document some $2 billion in transactions secretly shuffled through banks and shadow companies by associates of Russian President Vladimir Putin. And they include the names of at least 33 people and companies blacklisted by the U.S. government because of evidence that they've been involved in wrongdoing, such as doing business with Mexican drug lords, terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, or rogue nations like North Korea and Iran. They show how major banks have driven the creation of hard-to-trace companies in offshore havens. More than 500 banks, their subsidiaries and their branches, including HSBC, UBS, and Societe Generale, have created more than 15,000 offshore companies for their customers through Mossack Fonseca.
Well, that's all for tonight, folks. We hope to see you around the campus for the rest of the year, and don't forget to read our newspaper at dgnews.sduhcsd.net for more updates. That's all, folks.